Hi, I'm Brendan Fisher, and I did the case of the Fisher versus the University of Texas. This was a U.S. history project. Okay, so Abigail Fisher was a female who went to a high school in Texas. The University of Texas has a rule that if you are in the top 10% of your high school class and you go to a high school in Texas, you get automatically enrolled into the University of Texas if you choose to apply there. Fisher wasn't in the top 10% of her high school, but she still had pretty good ACT and a pretty good GPA. Fisher applied to the University of Texas and she got denied. She then later found out and she looked up who got in and what their scores were, like what their GPA and ACTs were, and she saw that a lot of people got in who had worse grades than her, and she said, "How could that be?" And clearly, Abigail Fisher was mad, and she tried to sue them, the University of Texas, for her 14th Amendment, for the right for the university's consideration of race and admissions, that they violated the Equal Protection Clause. Eventually, this case surprisingly went all the way up to the Fifth Circuit, affirmed, and went to the Supreme Court. And this case number was 149981. And above is a picture of Abigail Fisher. So what pretty much happened was, the question was the Equal Protection Clause, does this cover what Texas did? And above is a picture of a bunch of University of Texas students or just protesters who are African American and foreign who are saying that we support Texas and saying that we disagree with Abigail Fisher, that Texas needs more of a diverse campus rather than being the same old white campus. Is affirmative action constitutional? Well, this concerned an unusual program and contained a warning to other universities that not all affirmative action programs will pass constitutional muster. But the ruling's basic message this case, was that the admissions officials may continue to consider race as one of the main factors among many in ensuring a diverse student body, so they can take into account, and this can make a huge impact on if you get in or not, because they need more of a diverse student body, and this is constitutional. This example. There are others that are not constitutional, but this example, it was constitutional. So the question was, why doesn't the Texas administration policy violate the Equal Protection Clause of the Constitution? And this is why they didn't violate this, because they just wanted a diverse campus, and there's nothing wrong with that to an extent. You can't overdo it, but you're allowed to do that. So all the Supreme Court justices voted, and Anthony Kennedy was the deciding vote, and he voted for Texas 4-3. Everyone was very shocked because Justice Anthony Kennedy, he was the last 5 cases that for affirmative action, he turned down the last 5 and he voted with the person who was trying to sue. Justice Kennedy rejected Ms. Fisher's comments by saying that the university's diversity goals were not amorphous, satisfying the constitutional that government racial classifications advance a compelling interest. He wrote a 20-page majority opinion. After he put that out, there was a 51-page, furious page dissent from Justice Alito, joined by Chief Justice John J. Roberts, and Clarence Thomas. Alito said that the majority opinion helped affiliate the African American students and that it hurt the Asian white students. This was very shocking when it came out. But this Abigail Fisher still lost 4-3, and so Abigail Fisher lost the vote. But a lot of people were saying that if Kagan joined and voted, that she would have voted for Abigail, but we will never know. Here are some fun facts to wrap all this up. Abigail Fisher graduated from the University of Louisiana. Also, Abigail Fisher did not want any college in the United States to have you put your gender or race down on the admission slip. I completely disagree with this. If
think about it. You want a more diverse campus. You don't want 500 males and 2 females by surprise. You want a diverse campus by having like 20 African Americans, 20 whites, 20 Asians, 20 Indians, 20 men, 20 women. In that context, that's why I just don't agree with Abigail. Here's my bibliography. Thank you to all my sources, and especially thank you to Mr. Maxman for giving me that New York Times article that really helped me out. Thank you very much. Brennan Fisher, signing off.